Imagine a ferry with zero exhaust, zero noise, and zero excuses. Meet the Volta Auto Express, Austal's new fully electric ferry, built to change the way we move on water. No diesel, no fumes, no engine roar, just clean, quiet power carrying passengers exactly where they need to go. This ferry runs on zero emissions. That means no pollution pumped into our oceans and skies, and a much smaller footprint on the environment. But it's not just about being green. It's about being smart. The Volta is built for short and medium trips, powered by advanced battery technology designed to keep performance high and running costs low. Step inside, and you'll notice the difference immediately. It's smooth, it's quiet, it feels modern, almost futuristic, but it's real and it's on the water today. Every detail, from the batteries to the design, was created with comfort and efficiency in mind. This is more than a boat. It's Austal's statement that maritime travel can be sustainable, silent, and still powerful. The Volta series proves the future of ferries is already here. Curious how electric ferries could change your daily commute? Stick around, because this is only the beginning. The tide is turning, and it's electric. Imagine a wind turbine that doesn't just make power, it saves it for later. Meet Ocean Hydro Omni. Out in the open ocean, there's a machine quietly solving one of wind energy's biggest headaches. It's called Ocean Hydro Omni, and it's not your typical turbine. Instead of the usual blades, it uses a spinning vertical rotor, kind of like a tall column twisting in the wind. Some versions even swap that out for a giant kite flying high above the sea, soaking up stronger winds way up there. Here's the clever part. Most wind systems send power straight to the grid the moment it's made. But wind doesn't always blow when we need electricity most. So this system stores the extra energy underwater, using pressure and gravity, almost like a giant underwater battery. When demand rises, it releases that stored power right when it's needed. The kite version alone is massive, over 4,000 square feet, flying up to a quarter mile above the ocean. It can store enough energy for tens of thousands of homes, recharging in just a few minutes. It's not just clean energy. It's clean energy on demand. Curious how this could change offshore power forever? Stick around, because the ocean's not done surprising us yet. What if you could ride a bike, on water? No boat, no jet ski. Just you, floating above the waves like magic. Meet the Hydrofoiler SL3, basically a bicycle that's learned how to fly over water. It's made by Manta 5, a company all the way from New Zealand, and it's turning heads for good reason. Here's the cool part. It's beginner friendly. You don't need to be some extreme athlete to hop on. Thanks to its foil design and sturdy one-piece frame, the bike actually floats upright when you're not pedaling. No tipping over the second you stop, which honestly, is a huge relief for first-timers. It's also built to travel. The parts click together without tools, so packing it up and taking it wherever you go is simple. Now, whether you want a chill cruise or a full-on workout, this bike's got you covered. There are 10 pedal assist levels to choose from, and the battery keeps you going for up to 4.5 hours. No noise, no fumes, just smooth, electric-powered gliding, and honestly, it might just replace your jet ski. Manta 5's second generation is here, and it's ready to change how we think about water sports. Curious to see it in action? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Because sometimes, the future doesn't drive, it floats. A luxury yacht that flies above the water, powered by hydrogen. Meet the Plectrum. Picture a superyacht that doesn't just sail, it flies. That's the Plectrum, a bold new concept from designer Pier Paolo Lazzarini. This isn't your typical yacht. Instead of pushing through waves like every other boat, the Plectrum lifts itself completely above the water. It uses a foiling system inspired by America's Cup racing sailboats, the same tech elite sailors use to go insanely fast. Once the Plectrum rises up on its foils, it takes off, reaching speeds up to 75 knots. For a boat that's 74 meters long, that's mind-blowing. So what's powering all this speed? 3 hydrogen fuel cell motors, working together to produce a massive 15,000 horsepower. No diesel, no heavy emissions, just clean, powerful performance. And here's the clever part. The foils themselves adjust. When the Plectrum is docked, they shrink down to just 15 meters. But once you're cruising at full speed, they stretch out to 20 meters, plus a bit extra for stability. The Plectrum isn't just a yacht. It's a glimpse into where luxury travel is headed. Curious what else is coming? Hit subscribe and stay ahead of the curve. The future of yachting doesn't touch the water, it flies above it. Imagine a giant floating ball that flies. Meet the vehicle that shouldn't exist, but does. Picture this. A vehicle shaped like a giant sphere that can drive on land, glide across water, and even lift into the air. Sounds like science fiction, right? It's not. It's called the Stratosphere Aquatica, and it's built for one thing: total freedom of movement. Here's how it works. The design keeps its center of gravity low, so instead of tipping or wobbling, it stays balanced no matter what surface it's on. Inside, there's a smart self-balancing system doing all the hard work, so the ride stays smooth even when the ground, or water, isn't. It seats 2 people comfortably. On water, it uses a foil system paired with battery power to skim right across the surface, almost like it's floating on air. Imagine sleeping on the ocean, in a floating pearl worth more than your house. Here's something wild. The pearl suites actually float on water, shaped and styled like a glowing pearl. That's the whole idea here. Pure elegance meets pure luxury. Step inside and you're wrapped in calm. It's peaceful, it's private, and it blends right into nature like it was always meant to be there. The design? Sleek and modern, with huge windows so you're staring straight out at endless ocean views. Every detail feels premium. Spacious rooms, top-tier amenities, the kind of comfort you'd expect from a 5-star resort. But here's the twist. The Pearl Suites are eco-friendly too. What if your next ride could take off from water, or fly silently above city traffic? These futuristic aircraft are turning science fiction into reality. The Icon aircraft is more than just a plane. It's built for people who love adventure and want a fun flying experience. This unique light sport aircraft can land on both water and land, giving pilots the freedom to explore places that most planes can't reach. Flying the Icon feels like a real adventure. One day you could be soaring through the sky, and the next you could be landing on a peaceful lake. Safety is also a big focus. Its special spin-resistant design and built-in parachute system help pilots fly with greater confidence. The base model starts at around $269,000, while a fully equipped version can cost up to $389,000 for those who want every premium feature available. Imagine a yacht powered by the sun that can drive itself right onto the beach. Meet the Paguras. Picture this. A massive 82-foot yacht that runs on sunlight and glides through water like it owns it. That's the Paguras, and it's unlike anything else out there. Here's the cool part. Instead of one hull, it has 2 separate pods on either side, kind of like twin boats joined together. They're connected by a sturdy steel bridge on top, which doubles as a deck and keeps the whole structure strong and stable. Inside those twin pods, real living spaces. Each side can be set up with 2 or even 3 bedrooms, plus a kitchen and bathroom. That means this yacht can comfortably host up to 8 guests, with room for 4 crew members to keep things running smoothly. Now, how does it actually move? Twin diesel engines, each pumping out nearly 900 horsepower, power a pair of propellers underneath. Together, they push this solar-assisted giant to a top speed of around 24 knots. So you get the best of both worlds. Eco-friendly solar power for everyday cruising, and serious horsepower when you need to move fast. That's the Paguras, solar smart, structurally brilliant, and built for adventure on the water. Imagine a 75-foot yacht that doesn't touch the water. It flies at 50+ miles an hour with 0 keel. Meet the AC-75, the boat that broke sailing. For centuries, racing yachts cut through the water. The AC-75 doesn't. It rises above it. This 75-foot monster hull first hit the water back in 2021, when it debuted at the America's Cup, sailing's biggest stage. And it's not going anywhere. It's set to headline both the 37th and 38th America's Cup races too. Here's what makes it insane. Normal sailboats have a heavy keel underneath, keeping them stable and grounded, literally. The AC-75 ditches that completely. Instead, it uses hydrofoils, think underwater wings, that lift the entire hull out of the water. The boat doesn't sail anymore. It flies, skimming across the surface at speeds that would have sounded like science fiction a decade ago. And it's not just the hull that's radical. Instead of a normal cloth sail, it uses a rigid, wing sail, similar to an airplane wing, giving the crew insane control, even in gusty, unpredictable wind. Imagine a superyacht so wild, it looks like ancient Rome built a shark. Meet Prodigium. So here's something wild from the world of superyachts. It's called Prodigium, and it's basically a concept boat that mixes two things you'd never expect to go together: sleek modern design and ancient Roman architecture. Sounds strange, right? But wait till you see it. This thing is massive. About 153 meters long, which is roughly the length of 1.5 football fields. And it's not just big, it's packed with features. We're talking 6 decks in total, plus room for 8 smaller boats, called tenders, tucked away in 2 separate garages. On top of that, there's space for 3 helicopters, and each one gets its own private hangar. Basically, this yacht is its own little airport. Now here's the coolest part. The top deck is built using carbon fiber and aluminum, and it's actually shaped to look like a shark gliding through water. Just below that, you'll spot 2 giant columns straight out of ancient Rome, standing on either side of the main entrance. They're not just for looks, they're holding up the whole structure above them. And because of a clever 34-meter support beam, the yacht has these huge open indoor spaces, including one massive living area right on the upper deck. What if your yacht could just fly away? Meet the concept that's breaking every rule of luxury travel. Picture this: a massive yacht, over 200 meters long, cruising the open ocean. Then suddenly, part of it lifts off into the sky. Sounds like sci-fi, right? It's actually a real design concept called Colossia, created by designer Pia Paolo Lazzarini. Here's the wild part. Sitting on top of this yacht is a detachable airship called Nog 2.0. When it's time to explore, that airship separates from the yacht and flies off on its own, completely independent, taking guests on an aerial adventure. Down below, the yacht itself is packed with everything you'd expect from ultimate luxury: private suites, pools, lounges, even a helicopter pad, all built for long journeys across the sea. But here's the best part. Once the airship takes off, it reveals a stunning open deck underneath, designed with classic architectural style. It's a jaw-dropping reveal. The airship itself runs on electric power and lightweight materials, built for the future. Colossia isn't real yet, but it's a bold glimpse into where travel might be headed next. Ships burning thousands of gallons of fuel every single day, and Michelin just said, what if the wind did some of that work? Michelin, yes, the tire company, has built something incredible for the ocean. It's called Wisamo, and it's a giant inflatable wing sail that mounts right onto a ship. Here's the wild part. It's fully automated, no extra crew needed. It unfolds when conditions are right, and tucks itself away when you're pulling into port or passing under a bridge. It works on new ships and existing ones, from small patrol boats to massive cargo vessels. Michelin tested it on real ships, including the MN Pelican, and it's already getting safety approvals from major maritime authorities. Real contracts are being signed right now. The result? Up to 20% less CO2 per voyage. That's massive at sea. Wind power isn't just for sailboats anymore, it's coming for the entire shipping industry. If that excites you, smash subscribe. More future tech incoming. The future of shipping isn't faster engines. It's smarter sails. Imagine a machine that swims like a shark, sees like a submarine, and never needs a break. Meet the future of ocean exploration. Say hello to the Manta X, a next-level drone that works both on the surface and deep underwater. Think of it as a shape-shifter for the sea, built by marine tech experts to handle the toughest missions out there. It's packed with smart tools: sonar that scans the seafloor, sensors that read ocean currents, underwater microphones, and sharp HD cameras. Basically, it sees and hears everything happening beneath the waves. But here's the cool part: it's not just for looking around. The Manta X can carry extra equipment and take on serious, complex jobs, even in rough conditions. This isn't just another gadget. It's set to change the game for ocean science, coastal defense, and deep-sea exploration. Whether it's mapping the coastline or diving into the unknown depths, this drone does it all, on its own, with barely any help. Simply put, the Manta X isn't just impressive, it's the future of exploring our oceans. What if your next ride could go from downtown traffic to backcountry trails, silently? Meet the Earthling Stealth U-40, an electric vehicle built for pretty much anywhere you want to take it. It's sleek, it's low to the ground, and it's made for two totally different worlds: busy city streets and rough off-road trails. Under the hood, you've got a powerful electric motor that delivers serious torque, but here's the cool part: it runs almost silently. No roaring engine, no exhaust noise, just smooth, quiet power whenever you hit the gas. Inside, there's plenty of room for passengers and gear, so whether you're heading out for a weekend adventure or hauling equipment for work, you're covered. It's also packed with smart tech that keeps you connected and makes every drive feel effortless. City commute in the morning? Easy. Muddy trail in the afternoon? No problem. The Stealth E40 handles both without breaking a sweat. They built floating solar panels on a lake in Albania, and it's changing how we think about clean energy forever. Imagine giant solar panels, not on a rooftop, not in a field, but floating on water. That's exactly what's happening in Albania right now. A company called Ocean Sun, working with Statkraft, has placed 4 massive circular solar platforms on the Banja Reservoir. Each one stretches 70 meters wide. Together, they produce 2 megawatts of clean electricity. Here's what makes them special. Instead of heavy, expensive frames, these floaters use a thin, flexible plastic membrane to hold the solar panels. That design keeps the panels cooler, and cooler panels produce more energy. It also costs less to install. The whole system went live in 2022, and it's expected to generate around 3 gigawatt-hours of electricity every single year. That's enough to power thousands of homes, from a lake. Clean energy isn't coming. It's already here, floating right in front of us. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe. We cover innovations that are quietly changing the world. What if you could fly underwater? Forget everything you know about submarines. This isn't diving, it's flying, just underwater. Meet the U-Boat Works Super Sub, a private submersible built to feel like an ocean joyride. It glides through the water at speeds up to 10 knots, smooth and steady, like it's dancing with the current. And the view? Insane. A crystal-clear acrylic bubble wraps around you, giving you a full 360-degree window into coral reefs, glowing sea life, and landscapes most people will never see in person. Inside, 1 pilot and 2 guests ride in total comfort, climate-controlled, plush seating, built for long adventures. This thing can dive nearly 1,000 feet down and stay underwater for 8 hours straight. It even has smart navigation and a 96-hour emergency life support system, just in case. This isn't just a submarine. It's the future of ocean exploration. Imagine pedaling a boat and flying above the water. No motor, no fuel, just you. Meet the Jetcycle Max, and no, it's not a boat, a bike, or a jet ski. It's all 3, smashed into one wild ride. Here's the deal. You sit in a single seat and pedal, just like a bike. That pedaling spins a propeller underwater. But instead of just pushing you forward, that propeller powers a hydrofoil, a wing-like blade that lifts the entire boat up, out of the water. Once you're up on that foil, drag disappears. You're basically gliding on air. And with your legs doing all the work, you can hit speeds up to 12 kilometers per hour. That's about 7.5 miles per hour. No gas, no noise, just pure human power. The best part? It's light, easy to steer, and shockingly stable, even when the water gets choppy. Whether you're a total beginner or a seasoned rider, this thing was built for you. Right now, the Jetcycle Max retails for around €12,000, roughly $11, 675 United States dollars. Would you pedal your way above the waves? Let us know below. This isn't the future of boating. It's already here. Imagine a house that inflates in under 4 minutes, and works on land, snow, or even water. This isn't your average tent, and today on THEDOOKAN, we're checking out one of the coolest shelters out there. You can set it up almost anywhere, grass, snow, even floating on water. Setting it up on land? Almost stupidly easy. Just pick your spot, unroll it, and let it do its thing. Kind of like pitching a normal shelter, only way less effort. Now, it's not exactly light. We're talking about 55 pounds, so this is a throw it in the car setup, not a carry it on your back one. But here's the fun part: how fast it inflates. Hook up a 600-watt electric pump, and in just 3 to 4 minutes, you've got a fully standing shelter. It uses a clever valve system with 2 intake points to speed things up even more. Instead of hiding the frame, they leave the air beams exposed on purpose. Sounds strange, but it's genius. Wipe them down, check for wear, swap apart, no digging through fabric layers. Honestly, it feels less like a tent and more like a mini inflatable house. 2 stories, 3 rooms, 1 for hanging out, 1 for sleeping. If gear like this excites you, stick around on THEDOOKAN. This isn't camping anymore, this is upgrading how you live outdoors. Deep under the waves, a machine is quietly turning ocean swells into clean electricity. No fuel, no emissions, just the sea doing all the work. Meet Ceto 6, named after a Greek sea goddess. It sits a few meters underwater, where gentle swells push and pull it. That motion powers a system inside, turning wave energy into real, usable electricity, ready for the grid. Smart onboard tech keeps it running at peak efficiency, while multiple anchor points hold it steady even in rough seas. When storms hit, it simply dives below the chaos and rides it out safely. It's built to scale too, so you can add more units as needed. What if your tent could inflate itself? Bed and all. In under 2 minutes. Most tents feel like solving a puzzle in the dark. This one doesn't. Meet Air Nest. A single wall, 3-season tent with a queen-size mattress built right in. One connected system for sleeping and shelter. Here's the cool part: an electric pump does the heavy lifting. It inflates the tent frame first, then fills the mattress through its own valve. No poles, no wrestling with fabric. Inside, an inflatable rib frame gives you real headroom, plus wide entry points and airflow that runs front to back, so it never feels stuffy. There's a zip-on vestibule for your packs and shoes, and pockets inside for your phone, a light, or a book. Oh, and that mattress? Pop it out and use it on its own, for stargazing, or floating in calm water. Space-wise, you're getting 42 square feet, roughly 74 by 74 inches, with 63 inches of height up front. The pump inflates up to 20 psi and shuts off automatically. Powered by a 15,600 mAh battery with a USB-C port and a built-in light. Imagine towing your house down the highway, then driving it straight into a lake. There's a company in Turkey that just broke the rules of what a camper can be. It's called CL Vans, and their whole motto is, break the limits. And honestly, they live up to it. Picture this. You're towing a sleek camper down the highway, just like any road trip. But when you hit the water, that same camper turns into a full-blown boat. No swapping vehicles, no separate trailer for a boat. Just one machine that does both. Inside, it feels like a tiny luxury home. Big windows so you get the view. Curtains for privacy. Even mosquito nets so you can leave things open in the woods or by the bay without bugs crashing the party. They've also thought about the planet. You can choose a classic gas-powered engine, or go with a clean electric motor instead. There are 2 sizes. The smaller one is light, easy to tow behind a regular car, and you don't even need a boating license to drive it. The bigger one is built for families, hits up to 13 knots, and yes, that one does require a proper maritime certificate. It's part camper, part boat, and honestly, all adventure. Imagine sleeping underwater, without ever getting wet. This floating hotel suite is unlike anything you've ever seen. Meet the Athenea capsule, the world's first floating eco-luxury hotel suite. This isn't your average hotel room. It's a self-powered, unsinkable little bubble that floats right on the sea, giving guests a front-row seat to the ocean like never before. It's adventurous, it moves with the water, and it blends right into its surroundings, giving guests this incredible feeling of total freedom. Whatever kind of natural environment it's placed in, the capsule adapts to it, without harming a thing. That's the whole point. It's built to be eco-friendly from the ground up. But don't think eco-friendly means basic. Inside, Everything matches the comfort and luxury you'd expect from a top international hotel. And the real magic? You get to admire the underwater world from inside a calm, peaceful glass bubble. The mind behind this? Naval architect Jean-Michel Ducasse. His inspiration came from a floating saucer in the 1977 Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me. And here's the best part. These pods can go almost anywhere. No underwater foundation needed, so the natural habitat stays completely untouched. Shipping just got a green makeover, and it might save the entire ocean. Picture the ships that carry almost everything you own, crossing oceans every single day. Now imagine those same ships running clean, smart, and fully sustainable by 2050. That's exactly what Wärtsilä is building. Their new carbon capture tech can cut CO2 emissions on existing ships by up to 70%. That's not a small tweak. That's a game changer for an industry that's struggled to go green for decades. But they're not stopping there. Wärtsilä is also developing engines that run on ammonia instead of traditional fuel, plus hybrid power systems and smart digital tools that keep entire fleets running at peak efficiency. At major maritime events around the world, they keep proving one thing: cutting emissions doesn't mean cutting performance. This is what the future of shipping actually looks like. Would you trust a ship powered by ammonia? Drop your thoughts below. The ocean's next chapter is being written right now. This electric surfboard can hit 45 kilometers per hour, and it was built for people who've never surfed a day in their life. Meet the Onin Carver X, and it's not your average surfboard. This thing runs on a twin jet-wing battery system, which basically means it's engineered to keep you stable, lifted, and in control, even when the water gets rough. And here's what makes it special. It's built for beginners and intermediate riders. You don't need to be a pro to feel the rush. The Carver X does the heavy lifting for you. It handles riders over 80 kilograms with ease, accelerates smoothly, and powers through choppy waves without breaking a sweat. Some people are even calling it one of the best options out there for big wave riding. Under the hood, a 10 kilowatt motor pushing you up to 45 kilometers per hour. Imagine a floating city so massive, it makes cruise ships look like toys, and it costs $8 billion. Meet Pangeos, the wildest yacht concept ever designed. An Italian design studio called Lazzarini dreamed this thing up, and honestly, calling it a yacht almost feels wrong. It's shaped like a giant turtle, and it's set to become the largest floating structure on the planet. Where'd the name come from? Pangaea. That ancient supercontinent that existed hundreds of millions of years ago, back when all the world's land was joined together. Fitting, right? Because this yacht is basically its own little world. We're talking 550 meters long and 610 meters wide. That's big enough to hold 60,000 guests at once. Inside, you'd find hotels, shopping malls, restaurants, parks, even ports for smaller boats and planes to dock. It's less like a boat and more like an entire floating city drifting across the ocean. The price tag? A staggering $8 billion. And it's not just a concept on paper. A site near King Abdullah Port, north of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, has already been picked for construction. Would you ever step aboard something like this? Drop a comment and let us know. This isn't just a yacht, it's a whole new way to live on water. This plane doesn't care if you're landing on a runway or a lake. Meet the Dornier Seastar CD2, a plane that's just as happy landing on water as it is on land. No swapping vehicles, no logistics headache. Just one aircraft that goes almost anywhere. Its body is built from advanced composite materials, and instead of one engine up front, it uses a unique push-pull twin-engine setup. That means better visibility, smoother handling, and more reliable performance in the air. Under the hood, two powerful turboprop engines, each pumping out 650 horsepower. That's enough to cruise at 180 knots, with a range of about 650 nautical miles. The landing gear retracts and adapts, so whether it's an airport, a river, or open coastline, this plane handles it all. Inside, there's room for 9 passengers. Think tourism, regional travel, emergency response, even humanitarian missions. One aircraft, endless environments. That's the future of flexible flight. If machines like this fascinate you, stick around. There's more where this came from. The sky and the sea just stopped being two different worlds. Imagine a vehicle that laughs at swamps, floats over rivers, and climbs mountains like it's nothing. Meet the beast that refuses to get stuck. This is the Sherp N1200, and honestly, it's built to handle almost anything the planet throws at it. Frozen tundras? No problem. Deep swamps? Easy. Under the hood is a 1.8-liter diesel engine pumping out 55 horsepower and serious torque, because this thing cares more about raw power than speed. It can climb obstacles a full meter high and tackle steep 35-degree slopes without breaking a sweat. Those giant, low-pressure tires aren't just for grip on mud, snow, and ice. They double as paddles, letting it swim across rivers and lakes. Floating on Amsterdam's quiet canals is the Dutch cat houseboat, a place like nothing else on Earth, built entirely for cats. Right now, around 50 of them call it home, curling up in cozy corners, getting fed, groomed, and loved every single day. It all started back in 1968. A woman named Henriette van Wielde had a soft spot for stray cats, and what began as a simple sailing barge slowly turned into the Dutch cat houseboat you see floating on the canal today. Every cat here is looked after properly, vaccinated, microchipped, and sterilized, so they're healthy and safe. It's a small act of kindness that's grown into something pretty remarkable. And here's the best part. You don't just have to hear about it. The Dutch cat houseboat is open to visitors. You can step aboard, meet the cats, soak in the calm of the water, and if one of them steals your heart, you might even walk away having adopted a new best friend. It's a perfect little symbol of how much Amsterdam loves its cats. So next time you're in the city, why not stop by and say hello? Because sometimes, the best souvenirs have 4 legs and a purr. There's a boat in Amsterdam where every single passenger is a cat. What if your boat could actually fly? Meet the Navier N30, an electric boat that doesn't just cruise the water, it lifts right above it. Thanks to hydrofoils built into the hull, this thing rises up and glides at 16 knots, skimming the surface instead of crashing through the waves. And it can go the distance too, up to 75 nautical miles on a single charge. But here's what makes it really special. The N30 isn't just about speed. It comes packed with a smart autopilot system that helps you steer, and future updates could take it all the way to full self-driving. Imagine just sitting back while your boat handles the ride. Whether you're hugging the coastline or heading out into open water, the N30 blends speed, efficiency, and pure luxury into one sleek package. It's not just a boat, it's a glimpse of where marine travel is headed. Curious what flying over water actually feels like? Buckle up, because boating will never look the same again. What if an entire city could just float? No land, no routes, just ocean, sunlight, and one giant pyramid. Meet the Lazzarini Pyramid, a wild idea for a city that floats on water. It's inspired by ancient Mayan pyramids and Japanese temples, blending old-world design with futuristic thinking. The whole town is self-sufficient, meaning it can survive completely on its own, powered by the sea around it. At the heart of it sits one massive pyramid, resting on a floating platform the size of a small stadium. Inside, it's basically a 10-story building rising 30 meters above the water. And it's not just living space, think hotel rooms, shops, spas, gyms, even movie theaters, all packed inside one structure. Power comes from solar panels and water turbines, so the whole place runs on clean energy. The goal? To build the world's first floating city, a place where luxury and sustainability actually work together. It sounds like science fiction, but designers are serious about making it real. Would you ever live on water like this? What if one machine could handle mud, mountains, and your morning coffee run, all in comfort? Meet the TF4, built for people who don't stick to paved roads. This thing eats up rough terrain like it's nothing. Steep hills, muddy trails, rocky paths, the TF4 just powers through. Under the hood, you've got a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine pumping out 150 horsepower and 320 lb-ft of torque. That's serious muscle. It means you can climb tough terrain and still haul heavy loads without breaking a sweat. But here's the thing. It's not just tough, it's comfortable too. Step inside and you'll find room for 4, with heating, air conditioning, and a solid stereo system. So whether you're exploring backcountry trails or just running errands, you're riding in comfort. And the cargo bed? It's huge. Toss in camping gear, work supplies, or even a small boat, the TF4 carries it all with ease. It's the kind of vehicle that doesn't ask you to choose between rugged and comfortable. You get both. Curious if the TF4 fits your lifestyle? Check the specs and find out. This isn't just a vehicle. It's your next adventure, waiting to happen. BMW just built a boat that flies above water, and it runs on zero fuel. Meet the BMW Icon Superboat. And yes, it's exactly as insane as it sounds. BMW teamed up with a startup called Tide to build this thing, and together they've created something that feels like it came straight out of a sci-fi film. It's 13.5 meters long and uses a hydrofoil design. Basically, it lifts itself above the water as it moves. That single feature makes it up to 80% more efficient than a regular boat. Let that sink in. It hits 30 knots and covers 50 nautical miles, all powered by 2 electric motors and 6 BMW batteries. No fuel, no noise, just speed. Step inside and it gets even better. There's a massive 32-inch 6K touchscreen straight from BMW's iDrive system, plus full voice control. This isn't a boat dashboard, it's a cockpit. The cabin is designed with origami-style furniture, high ceilings, and 2 separate lounge areas. At night, LED lights trace the hull in a stunning 2-tone finish inspired by the ocean itself. Pricing hasn't been confirmed, but with over 100 people already on the waitlist, it's safe to say this one won't come cheap. If this is the future of boating, the ocean just got a serious upgrade. Imagine a submarine with no crew, no captain, and no one steering it. Yet it can outsmart entire navies underwater. Meet the Lamprey, Lockheed Martin's newest underwater machine, and it's unlike anything we've seen before. This isn't your typical submarine. It's a fully autonomous vehicle, which means no human is on board or controlling it in real time. It can dive into deep, risky waters and carry out missions completely on its own. Here's the cool part. Inside, it's built like a toolbox. Engineers can swap out its internal gear depending on the job, whether that's sensors, surveillance equipment, or specialized tools. One vehicle, endless possibilities. It's also built to stay hidden. It moves quietly, blends into the ocean, and can stay out there gathering information for long stretches of time. Sometimes it acts like a scout. Other times, it's a decoy. Other times, it becomes a serious strategic tool for protecting sea routes. If this is what's arriving in 2026, autonomous ocean tech is about to change everything we know about naval power. Ever tried floating in a pool chair that flips the second you sit down? Yeah, this one won't. Meet the floating chair that's basically a lounge spot on water. It's built tough, heavy-duty PVC and strong mesh, so it holds up to 350 pounds and fits almost anyone, from 4 feet 5 inches to 6 feet 6 inches. The water sits right at chest level, so you're comfortable whether you're in a pool or the ocean. It's light, easy to set up, and perfect for the beach, the lake, or just chilling by the pool. Read a book, catch some sun, or just float there doing nothing. This chair keeps you stable and comfy the whole time. What if a robot could clean an entire lake, using nothing but sunlight? Meet the EcoBot 500, a robot built to clean up our water, and it's really good at its job. It can clear out up to 80% of harmful algae and wipe out 99% of oily slicks floating on the surface. How does it pull that off? It uses super fine filters that catch pollution most machines would completely miss. And here's the best part, it runs entirely on solar power. No fuel, no cords, no plugging it in. Just sunshine doing all the work. It even finds its own way around the water using smart AI. Imagine a machine that's not a boat, not a plane, but somehow beats them both. It's real, and it's about to change coastal travel forever. So here's something wild. A company called Regent Craft is building a whole new way to travel along coastlines. They call it a sea glider, and honestly, it feels like something out of a sci-fi movie. Here's how it works. It starts off just like a normal boat, cruising along the water. But then it lifts up onto these underwater wings called hydrofoils. And once it's got enough speed, it actually rises up and glides just above the surface of the water, riding a cushion of air. That's called the ground effect, and it's the same trick some aircraft use to save energy and go faster with less effort. The best part? It's fully electric, zero emissions, no noisy engines, no fuel guzzling. And because it skims just above the waves instead of flying way up in the sky, it could be way simpler to operate than a regular airplane. No big airports, no complicated air traffic control. Imagine a house that floats on the ocean, and never gives you a single neighbor to complain about. So this is the Seapod, and yeah, it actually got featured in Forbes. It's basically a floating house, but way cooler than that sounds. Picture 2 stories, over 830 square feet of space, with a bedroom, kitchen, living room, bathroom, all sitting on top of a tall pillar connected to a floating base underwater. Here's the wild part. You can place these up to 20,000 meters offshore. No neighbors, no noise, just ocean. Ocean builders started working on this back in 2019, tweaking the design to get bigger windows, more outdoor space, and a clean, simple look. Imagine a superyacht with a giant swan head that detaches and turns into its own private boat. Sounds like sci-fi, right? It's real. Meet a Vanguardia, which literally means vanguard, a wild new superyacht concept from Italian designer Lazzarini. And trust me, this thing looks like nothing else on the water. At 137 meters long, it's already massive. But here's the twist. The whole design is built around a giant swan-shaped control tower sitting right on top. Why a swan? The designer actually pulled inspiration from a 1970s Japanese manga. Cool, right? Now here's where it gets really clever. That swan head isn't just for looks, it's fully detachable. Pop it off, and it transforms into its own 16-meter boat, perfect for zipping around on its own. This yacht has 2 helipads, a helicopter garage, and can sail almost anywhere on Earth. Meet the Nord. Picture a ship so massive it's basically a floating city, that's the Nord. This beast stretches 466 feet long, making it one of the biggest superyachts on the planet. And it's not just big, it's beautiful. Top Italian designers gave it a sharp, one-of-a-kind bow that instantly sets it apart from every other yacht out there. Here's the wild part. It has 2 helipads, one right on the bow, another on the upper deck. And when the helicopter isn't flying, it doesn't just sit around getting rained on. The world's largest sailing ship just got a name, and it's bringing back the golden age of luxury travel. Picture this. 140 years after the very first Orient Express train rolled out, the legendary brand is doing something huge again. This time, it's not about trains, it's about the sea. Say hello to the Orient Express Silent Seas, the largest sailing ship ever built. And this isn't just a big boat. It's a full-on maritime revolution, built by pushing the limits of what people thought was even possible. Here's the cool part. It's a partnership between 2 giants. Accor, the hospitality powerhouse, teamed up with Chantiers de l'Atlantique, one of the best shipbuilders in the world. Imagine a machine floating in the middle of the ocean, powering itself forever, using nothing but waves. Meet the Power Buoy, a floating device that turns ocean waves into clean electricity. It's made by a company called Ocean Power Technologies, and honestly, the idea is pretty simple. Waves move, the buoy moves with them, and that motion powers a generator inside. No fuel, no pipeline, just the ocean doing what it's always done. But here's the cool part, it's not just wave power. The Power Buoy can also soak up wind and sun, and store extra energy in batteries. So even on a calm, quiet day, it keeps working. Day or night, storm or stillness, it just keeps the lights on. It's tough too. Built to survive rough seas, it's already out there working in the Atlantic, Pacific, Mediterranean, and North Sea. What if the ocean could power your entire city, just from its waves crashing, over and over, forever? Meet the Core Power C4, a machine built to turn ocean waves into real electricity. It's not just a concept or a lab experiment. It's out in the open ocean right now, off the coast of Portugal, actually plugged into the power grid and sending electricity to homes. Here's the clever part. The C4 can sense incoming waves and automatically adjust itself to squeeze out the most energy from each one. Kind of like a surfer reading the ocean and perfectly timing their next move. But when things get dangerous, like a storm producing waves as tall as a 6-story building, the device switches into a defensive mode. It relaxes itself, rides out the chaos, and survives instead of breaking. The team just finished its first major test phase, connecting it to the grid and running it remotely. This 165-foot Italian rocket ship hits 35 knots, and still feels like a 5-star hotel. Meet the Mangusta 165 Rev 4. A superyacht built for people who want speed and luxury in the same breath. This isn't just a boat. It's nearly 50 meters of pure Italian engineering, designed to turn heads the moment it hits the water. Inside, you'll find 6 stunning cabins, comfortable enough for 12 guests, plus dedicated space for a professional crew who keep everything running smoothly. Under the hood, 4 powerful MTU engines paired with water jet propulsion, pushing this beast to speeds around 35 knots, and it's more fuel efficient than earlier models too. Now picture this. Lounging on a spacious sun deck, sinking into a jacuzzi, grabbing a drink at the bar, sunlight pouring through wide open interiors. That's daily life on this yacht. Smart stabilization tech keeps the ride smooth, even at high speed, so guests can relax without a worry. It's the perfect mix of raw power and timeless Italian style. Fast, refined, unforgettable, the Mangusta 165 Rev 4 isn't just a yacht. It's a statement. Want to see more incredible yachts like this? Hit follow. Imagine sipping coffee on a boat that drives itself. No captain, no noise, no emissions. Meet Yang, a floating space built for the water. It's made by Shawnee Orca Electronic Intelligent Technology, and it's not your average boat. Think of it more like a mini floating cafe, or even a tiny hotel, that glides across the water on its own. Yang drives itself using smart self-navigation tech, so there's no need for a captain. It moves with incredible precision thanks to a special propulsion system that lets it turn and steer with ease. And here's the best part. It runs entirely on clean energy, powered by lithium batteries and solar panels. Zero emissions, zero noise. Yang isn't just a cool piece of tech. It's a peaceful escape, a calm, eco-friendly space where people can relax, connect, and enjoy the water without harming it. This boat has spider legs. And it's not photoshopped. Meet the WAMV, a boat that moves like nothing else on water. It stands on legs, not a solid hull, and those legs work like a car's suspension. Springs, shocks, and ball joints let each leg move independently, soaking up waves instead of crashing through them. 16 years ago, people saw photos of this thing and thought it was fake, some weird internet hoax. Turns out, it was real. A California company called Marine Advanced Robotics built a massive 100-foot version first, then used what they learned to build smaller, smarter boats. Imagine driving your boat straight out of the water and onto the beach. No trailer, no ramp, no problem. Meet the Stabix 250UC, a boat that does something most boats simply can't. It drives on water and on land. This thing is built for real life. Camping by the water? Perfect. Fishing trip with friends? Easy. A lazy family day out on the lake? It's made for that too. At 25 feet long, it's got a full-width cabin, so there's actual room to move, relax, and enjoy the ride, not just squeeze in. But here's the real game changer. It uses a amphibious technology. That means when the water ends, the adventure doesn't. You can literally drive it up onto land. Think about that for a second. Remote beaches, hidden coves, hard-to-reach spots that normal boats can't even dream of getting to. Suddenly, they're all open to you. And it's not just about going new places, it's about going there safely. Self-draining decks keep water from pooling where it shouldn't. A positive flotation system means peace of mind is built right in. If you want one boat that does it all, water, land, comfort, and safety, the Stabix 250UC might just be it. No captain, no crew, just a robot ship crossing the ocean, and it's already out there working, right now. Picture a ship sailing across the ocean with nobody on board. No captain, no crew, nobody. Sounds like science fiction, right? It's not. It's called Armada, and it's built by a company named Ocean Infinity. These robotic ships handle real offshore jobs, inspections, research, even deep-sea missions, all without a single person on deck. Instead, they're controlled from land, using satellites, smart sensors, and artificial intelligence that helps them see and react in real time. Teams sit safely on shore, watching and guiding every move. That means the most dangerous ocean jobs no longer put human lives at risk. And these ships don't just sail, they launch underwater robots, collect acoustic and visual data, and can keep working around the clock without needing rest. Here's the kicker. They also burn way less fuel and produce far fewer emissions than regular support vessels. This isn't a concept or a prototype. Armada ships are already out on the water today, quietly proving that the future of ocean industries has already begun.